Hey everybody, this is at now_world_order from Twitter. We just finished up WWE Money in the Bank 2014. This is going to be my review video. If you want to catch my predictions on the show, I'll put that in a link below this video here on YouTube. And this is just going to be a review and my thoughts on the show that just happened. So Money in the Bank 2014 starts off with the Usos defeating the Wyatt family, retaining the Tag Team Championship. I was wrong about my prediction in this one, but this was a really good match. This was very solid, really good tag team wrestling. I liked it. I thought it was a very strong opener, and I thoroughly enjoyed that match. Next, we had Paige retaining the WWE Divas Championship over Naomi. This was a much better match than I expected it to be. Naomi's actually pretty damn good. I didn't really know. I didn't really expect it. So, pretty solid stuff. Paige remains the champion, which I think is the right move. You can tell that they're gonna break up Naomi and Cameron, the Funkadactyls. Probably past due that they did that anyways, and they need to get rid of that theme music that the Funkadactyls, Brodus Clay, Xavier Woods used to use it, Ernest the Cat Miller, just get rid of it. And yeah, Naomi looked pretty good in this match, though, really good in this match actually, and yeah, Paige retained the championship, so I got that one right. Next we had Adam Rose defeating Damian Sandow. This was an impromptu match, so I didn't have a prediction on it because we didn't know what was going to happen. And this was more entertaining than I guess I would have expected it to be. I feel bad for Damian Sandow. I think he's pretty talented, and he should be used in a more serious way than what they're using him as. It's crazy to think that he won the Money in the Bank last year, and now this year that's what he was doing. So didn't work out too well for him. So Adam Rose got the win in that one. After that, we had the match of the night, in my opinion, which was Seth Rollins winning the Money in the Bank contract, defeating Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston, Rob Van Dam, and Jack Swagger. Bad News Barrett was, in fact, pulled from the match during the pre-show, so he must have a pretty serious injury. I guess his shoulder's pretty jacked up, so hope for a speedy recovery for Bad News Barrett, because he's really catching on. This is not a good time for him to get hurt. It never is, and we never want to see it happen, but now especially with him actually getting a push. I thought the match was great. Go out of your way to see this one, in my opinion. Match of the night for sure, as far as I'm concerned. And Dean Ambrose was super over, which I am always happy to see. So, there's only good things coming for Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Dolph Ziggler was super over also, which he always is. I really hope to see Ziggler catch a break sometime soon again with the WWE, because he's one of those guys where you almost wish that they'd send him down to NXT to be the champion there and just have solid matches all the time and just entertain the hell out of everybody, because for whatever reason they don't push him in the WWE anymore. And I talk a little bit about that in my top 20 prospects video, 2-part video, if you can check it out here on my channel. But anyways, yeah, Kingston looked good. I thought for a second there he was going to win it when he flipped Tyler Black, or Seth Rollins rather, over his head, and he landed on the ladder. That was cool. Van Dam was what you would expect out of Van Dam. He was good, and Jack Swagger didn't do a whole lot, but I guess he was there. He did all right. Zeb didn't really do anything, which I thought was silly. If he's going to be out there, I think he should have helped somehow. But anyways, Seth Rollins with the win, completely fine with that, and I got that one correct as well. Up next, we had Stardust and Goldust defeating Ryback. Curtis Axel, I think this was the first time that he wore those, like the singlet that, is similar to what, his dad used to wear. Well, Mr. Perfect with like the one-piece singlet deal. I don't know if it fit him or not. I don't know if you guys noticed that during the match. It was kind of weird. Anyways, I'm okay with that though. As far as him changing up his ring gear, the more they can make him like his father, in my opinion, is probably the best route to go. Because his dad was a great wrestler. There's no shame in being the next Mr. Perfect. If you can get over with it. He needs to use the perfect plex, in my opinion. I think there's some changes that need to be made to his character, but he's also in that top 20 video. So anyway, Stardust I thought looked awesome. The crowd was kind of dead for this match, and I think it's because they went on right after that incredible Money in the Bank ladder match, so the crowd was pretty drained. If I was the WWE, I would have put probably that Rusev and Big E match right before this, and or the Layla Summer Rae match. And I would have done Goldust and Ryback either in between those two matches or right before the main event. But anyways, Stardust looked awesome in the ring. I think he's way better off doing this than the stagnant Cody Rhodes character he was doing before, which is good. Stardust and Goldust get the win. I got it right. Really happy to see that. After that, we had Rusev defeating Big E. This was a better match than I expected it to be, but it's kind of your classic two big guys who are kind of limited in what they can do. Rusev definitely comes off like the super athlete that they, bill him as. This is what I expected it to be. The spear through the ropes by Big E to Rusev onto the outside was good. That's always a good spot to see. I hope Big E doesn't overuse it though. I see him use it in matches like on Raw and stuff too, and it's like you need to be only using that in big scenarios, in my opinion. It's a risky move too for both guys. So anyways, Rusev wins. He had some pretty sweet looking kicks at the end of the match. For what it was, I was fine with it. Next we had Layla defeating Summer Rae. I was right about Rusev, by the way, if I didn't mention that before. This one I was wrong about, this Layla Summer Rae match. But then again, I just guessed Summer Rae because I thought she was more over. That's the only reason. And I didn't care about this match at all. And Fandango's a pretty entertaining guy, though. They should really find something else for him to do. Maybe a tag team or something. But he should be getting used, I think, a little bit better. He's by no means like a main eventer. He's not even like totally even like a mid-carder, but he's solid enough that they could be doing more with him, if that makes any sense. So I got that one wrong, that Summer Rae Layla match, but whatever. And after that, we had the main event, the ladder match for the vacant WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It was Cesaro versus Del Rio versus Bray Wyatt versus John Cena versus Kane versus Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. When I say it, it sounds like a clusterfuck. When I talk about, or when I watch the match rather, it kind of seemed like that too. This was not nearly as good as the ladder match for the briefcase, in my opinion. John Cena won the match. He's your WWE champion for the 15th time. He is one championship reign away from tying the all-time leader in world championships, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. I could probably do an entire video about how I feel about that, but then again, it's a watered-down number because Cena, while he's been a heavyweight champion 15 times now, it's very hard to compare that to what Flair did because of the brand split, and I could probably do a whole video about just that, but needless to say, regardless, Cena's the champion again. It's going to be most likely the same old stuff we always see from a Cena title reign. You know, he'll have solid matches with guys that are really good that can carry him. He'll have very, very average matches the rest of the time. And he's going to be a vanilla character that's probably super boring. And that's just kind of what is going to happen, I think. You know, the most entertaining stuff he's done in a long time has been with Bray Wyatt, but can they really drag that out even more? Like another John Cena, Bray Wyatt. I mean, it's a decent matchup, you know, as far as two guys that are over. You know, Cena's over for the wrong reasons, but he gets a reaction. And Bray Wyatt gets a bigger babyface reaction than he does a heel reaction. So I feel like there's gotta be a face turn in Wyatt's future at some point, not too far out, I would think. But I don't know who else Cena can really go up against now, being the champion, that hasn't been done to death. I mean, I'd like to see him and Cesaro. I'd like to see him and Roman Reigns, but for that to happen, one of them would have to turn, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. Him versus Randy Orton would have me changing the channel. Him versus Kane would have me changing the channel. Him versus Del Rio would have me changing the channel. Him versus Sheamus would have me changing the channel. I wouldn't mind if Seth Rollins was happened to get, you know, a shot fairly soon. If Dean Ambrose was to turn, but he's doing very well as a babyface. I can't really think of anyone else. I'm sure I'm missing people that are important. I mean, I don't want to count Daniel Bryan because we don't know when the heck he's going to be back. They announced, or he announced rather, that he's going to be out probably for a longer amount of time and might have to get another neck surgery. So it's really up in the air for Daniel Bryan right now. I really feel bad for the guy, but he does have to get healthy. You know, I'd like to see Bo Dallas, you know, climb the ranks, but he's nowhere near John Cena. And, I mean, maybe Rusev. Maybe it's almost time for them to pull the trigger on feeding Rusev to Cena, which I'm sure is going to happen at some point soon. So that's how I feel about, you know, John Cena being the champion again. I'm not looking forward to it. We've seen it too many times. I understand why he's the man in the company. I get it. I understand that he sells the most merchandise. He probably gets a lot of the credit for the amount of network buys they get and pay-per-view buys for people who still buy pay-per-view. And he sells, I mean, like I said, he sells a whole lot of T-shirts, and kids love him, chicks love him. Real fans don't, but, you know, he sells tickets. If you got to bring a kid to the game or to the wrestling show, if it's a kid, you got to bring at least one parent. You know, you'll probably wind up bringing two if you got two. You'll probably wind up bringing siblings if you got siblings, and they're gonna buy stuff. Like someone like me going by myself, I might not buy anything but beer at the arena. A little kid's going to be leaving with a T-shirt, probably some sort of other souvenirs. You know, it makes a lot of sense for Cena to be the top guy, but it's just been so overdone. And part of me is just kind of hoping that they're getting as much value as they possibly can out of Cena before he finally can just hang it up. Like, I'm going to do... I don't dislike John Cena. I think he's a great dude. I really respect the work that he does with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I think that's incredible. The stuff he does with Susan G. Komen, breast cancer, I think is incredible. The stuff he does with the Special Olympics, I think is incredible. Everything he does is great, except for his character in the WWE. Anyways, that's enough about all that. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter at NOW_WORLD_ORDER. Once again, just like this YouTube channel. My Twitter page is private, but I will follow you back, and feel free to direct message me questions on Twitter. Send me questions through mentions on Twitter. Comment on this video here on YouTube. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the show. I went pretty good on my predictions. Check out the predictions video down below. Y'all take it easy. Be safe. Have a good one.